Hello and welcome to Cargo Shots from the Stat Trade Times. Powered by Group Concorde. Here's our pick of the best news shots that made the headlines this week.
Let's look at the week's top stories. Deutsche Post DHL Group reported a 15% increase in revenue at 94.4 billion euros or 100 billion US dollars based on international business of the DHL divisions, despite the fact that global trade and e-commerce normalized in 2022 as expected, with slowing momentum in the final quarter. Overall, the group achieved an operating profit or EBIT of 8.4 billion euros. Earnings were driven by international logistics business, including DHL Express, DHL Global Forwarding Freight, DHL Supply Chain, and DHL E-commerce Solutions. The group's 2023 EBIT guidance contains three scenarios and ranges from 6 to 7 billion euros, and the EBIT target for 2025 is set to be more than 8 billion euros. Cathay Pacific Cargo's 2022 revenue declined 17% to 27 billion Hong Kong dollars or 3.5 billion US dollars on 30% decline in cargo revenue ton kilometer, partially offset by 18% increase in yield to 4.67 Hong Kong dollars. Total tonnage decreased 13% to 1.2 million tons and load factor was 70.6% compared with 81.4% in 2021. Patrick Healy, Chair Cathay Pacific, says, and I quote, Cathay Pacific has experienced 3 challenging years due to the COVID-19 pandemic, with 2022 very much being a year of 2 halves. The most significant adjustments came in September when the quarantine requirements for both passengers entering Hong Kong and for Hong Kong-based aircrew were lifted. End quote. Group reported a loss of 6.5 billion Hong Kong dollars on revenue of 51 billion Hong Kong dollars. Demand downturn has forced Canadian all-cargo carrier Cargojet to preserve cash. The carrier has decided to sell 2 Boeing 777-300 aircraft for $53.5 million US dollars by early second quarter of 2023. These aircrafts were bought with a plan to convert them into freighters. Cargojet reported a 29% increase in 2022 revenue at 980 million Canadian dollars, while EBITDA was up 14% at 396 million Canadian dollars. Net earnings increased 14% to 191 million Canadian dollars. As part of a strategic deal with Amazon signed in April 2021, Cargojet has issued warrants with vesting tied to delivery by Amazon of up to 600 million Canadian dollars in business volumes over 7.5 years. Similarly, in a deal signed with DHL in March 2022, warrants have been issued with vesting tied to the delivery by DHL of up to 2.3 billion Canadian dollars in business over 7 years. As on December 31st, 2022, Cargojet operates a fleet of 34 freighters and it plans to have a fleet of 47 freighters by the end of 2025. Lufthansa Cargo reported a 22% increase in revenue for 2022 at 4.6 billion euros or $4.9 billion US, while adjusted EBIT increased 6% to 1.6 billion euros or $1.7 billion US. Sales of 7.2 billion freight ton kilometers were similar compared to the previous year, 7.2 billion. Average capacity utilization decreased by 9.9 percentage points year-on-year to 61.1%, while capacity increased 17% to 11.8 billion freight ton kilometers. Dorothea von Boxberg, chairperson of the executive board and CEO Lufthansa Cargo, says, and I quote, "We achieved a record result for the third time in a row. With more freighters and more bellies, we will continue to be a strong and reliable partner for our customers." End quote. Lufthansa Cargo's fiscal year 2022 was marked by investments to expand the freighter fleet that now includes 16 Boeing 777 freighters and 2 Airbus 321 freighters. So, is this the first sign of divergence in air cargo? Major ocean carriers started or boosted air cargo business in 2022. And as we start 2023, comes the news that Japanese liner NYK has decided to divest its subsidiary Nippon Cargo Airlines or NCA to ANA Holdings. NYK said NCA has been facing challenges in expanding business that is proportional to high cost in the highly volatile business environment. While no price has been announced yet, ANA will acquire all the shares of NCA from NYK in a single transaction. The deal is likely to be closed by October 1st, 2023, or a date to be separately agreed by NYK and ANA. NCA has a capital stock of 10 billion yen and net sales of 189 billion yen or $1.3 billion and net income to the parent company of 61 billion yen or $445 million in 2022. South African Airways Cargo has appointed Menzies Aviation to provide services at OR Tambo International Airport in Johannesburg, Cape Town International Airport, and Port Elizabeth International Airport. SAA Cargo and Menzies are executing renovations at the 3 terminals, focusing on sustainability, investing in electric vehicles and ground service equipment, solar energy, energy-efficient lighting, and a full recycling program are some of the actions being taken to reduce the carbon footprint. OR Tambo has the capacity to handle 229,000 tons per year, and Cape Town has a capacity of 92,550 tons per year. Mark Such has returned to India to join Indigo, India's largest airline, as its Chief Commercial Officer for International Cargo Business. He took charge on March 1st and is based in New Delhi. Such reports to Peter Elbers, who became the CEO of Indigo in September 2022. Such brings with him 25 years of experience across different verticals, including extensive cargo experience. His most recent assignment was as Chief Commercial Officer with CMA CGM Air Cargo based in Marseille. Such says, and I quote, "I am very excited with this opportunity at Indigo. As the airline's international network and frequency grows, there is an opportunity for Indigo to build world-class cargo products and solutions using both its A321 freighters and extensive belly capacity. Unquote. Indigo has a code-share agreement with Turkish Airlines, and the partnership allows Indigo Cargo to access important international cargo markets in Europe. Indigo Cargo now connects to 16 airports in Europe. And it's a wrap for this week's episode. You can read more on all of these stories at stattimes.com. Make sure to check back next Friday for the news that you need to know to end the week. Wishing you a great weekend ahead, and do take good care.
For the latest news on air freight, visit our website. Follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to our weekly newsletter. Give our YouTube channel a visit and subscribe to access our past webinars and virtual conferences and access exclusive one-on-one interviews with global logistics leaders. Thank you for tuning in to Cargo Shots by the Start Times, powered by Group Concorde. See you next week with a fresh roundup of cargo news makers.